Whereas you wish, when merchandise of yours is bought or sold, that I do gladly grant great gain and help in every circumstance. And as you wish, your wealth and every plan be well advanced at home and overseas, and henceforth grow your gains both good and great, the things you've done and those you plan to do. And as you wish, I bring to you and yours good news for all. Would I provide and tell what will be best for your collective wealth? For you, of course, know it was fixed by all the gods that I'm in charge of news and gain. And as you wish, I bless get gain for you, that it will be there always through the year. Then see you keep your silence for this play, and also all be judges just and fair. At whose behest I'm here and why I've come, I'll tell you now, and also what's my name. It's Jove's behest. My name's Mercurius. Dad sent me here to make my case with you. Although his order to you shows he knew what you would do, and since he understood you feared and worshipped him, as Jove deserves. In fact, he really ordered me to seek this favor from you gently with nice words. The Jupiter at whose behest I come, no less than you, fears that he might be beat. He's born with human mom and human dad. No wonder then he's frightened for himself. And even I, who am the son of Jove, have caught from dad the fear of being beat. And so in peace I come, and peace I bring. A fair and easy gift I ask of you, for fair things from the fair are fair to seek, and unfair from the fair would not be right. And seeking fair from unfair's foolishness, since those unjust don't know or care what's fair. Now turn your minds this way to what I say. You all should wish what we wish for. We've earned it, Dad and I, from you and from the state. But why should I, like those in tragedies I've seen when Neptune,
the seas,
victory,
yeah,
and worth,
gold,
Bellona, Mars,
bang,
remind you what good things they've done? Why list the riches of my dad, God's ruler and the architect of all? It never was the habit of my dad to boast to good folk of the good he does. He thinks that he is thanked by you for that, and you deserve the good he does for you. I'll first announce what I came here to ask, then I'll describe this tragedy's events. Oh yeah. Let's get into that. No, what are you? Now I'll describe this tragedy's events. Oh, what's that? You squint your brow since tragedy is what's to come? I'll change it. I'm a god. This same play from a tragedy, I'll make a comedy with every verse the same. Do you want this or not? But I'm a dope as if a god I didn't know your wants. I gather what your souls do wish to see. I'll mix it up, a tragic comedy. For me to make it comedy alone would not be right when gods come on and kings. What then? Since one role also is a slave, I'll make it tragicomic, as I said. Now, Jupiter, sent me to tell you this. To every single seat, inquisitors should go throughout the audience's coop, and if they spot some cheers who've been comped, they'll take the cloaks and trust from those cooped up. If any think our actor's worth a prize, or any of our team, or written script, or nominates himself or has it done, or producers even falsely give reward, then Jupiter's decreed the same law goes as if he'd pipped himself for public post. He said you live as winners with your worth and not with fraud or whinging. Why should law treat actors any less than the elect? One ought to win by worth and not applause. They always get applause who do things right, if those whose hands in which this lies are true. He even also bade me bid you this. For actors, there should be inquisitors. If those they've comped and told to clap for them, or make another please less than they should, that they should flay their costume and their hide. Ooh. I don't want you surprised why Jupiter now cares for actors. Do not be surprised. By Jove, he'll act this comedy himself. What's that? You wonder if the news now's new? Has Jupiter become an actor too? Why, just last year, when actors on this stage called, "Oh my God!" he came and gave them help. Yeah. And he has played in tragedies before. I say today will Jove perform this play himself, and I with him. Now listen up while I describe the comic plot to you. This city is Thebes. Within those doors does live Amphitruo, from Argos like his dad.
Squeak! Shalom.
Alcumena, his wife, a lectress girl.
Squeak. Slam.
Amphitruo now leads the legions here, for war arose in Telebos with Thebes. Before he left here for his troops, did he knock up his wife Alcumena himself? I trust you know now what my dad is like, how free he is in matters of this kind, how great a lover when his fancy's seized. He starts a secret lust. Alcumena, he took her body for himself to use. In his embrace, he made her pregnant too. So yeah, I know. So of Alcumena, remember this. She's pregnant from them both man and Jove. My dad now inside here does lie with her.
Squeak! Slam!
And for their sake, the night is lengthened out, while he with her takes what delight he wants, and he's disguised like he's Amphitruo. Now do not wonder at my costume here, because I come in slavish get-up so. Old and ancient stuff I bring you new, so I come costumed in a novel style. Look, Jupiter, my dad is inside now. He's turned into Amphitruonic form. And all the slaves who see him trust he's him. He shapeshifts thus whenever he should wish. I took the face of Sosia the slave, who with Amphitruo left for the troops, so I could help my dad pursue his lust. So household slaves won't ask me who I am when at the house they see me loitering. Now since they trust I am their fellow slave, none asks who I may be or why I've come. My dad now gratifies his will inside. He lies entwined with her he most desires. My dad relates his battle deeds to her, Alcumena. She trusts he is her man, though she is with the lech. My dad in there relates how foreign legions fled from him, and by what means were many gifts bestowed. The gifts Amphitruo had won out there, we swiped with ease. Yoink! My dad does what he wants. Today Amphitruo comes home from war, and also does the slave whose face I take. Now so that you can tell us all apart, I'll always have this feather in my hat, and there will be a small gold band on Dad. This token won't be on Amphitruo. These tokens no one of the household here can yet perceive, but you perceive them plain. Now here's Amphitruo's slave Sosia. He comes here from the port with lantern now. I'll drive him from these doors as he arrives. Stay here. It will be worth your while to watch Mercurius and Jove be actors here.
What other man is braver and more daring than am I? I know young man's behavior, yet I walk alone here. Why? Tonight, the magistrates of three amigos will throw me in a cell, and we know how the story goes. It doesn't end that well. First they'll haul me out at break of day and beat me to a pulp. There'll be no chance to have my say or beg my boss's help, as with one voice they all insist I get my just desserts. So 8 big boys with anvil fists can hit me where it hurts. Poor me. I travel all this way from port with joyful tidings for him, and yet it seems the welcome here is not exactly warm. What a tale of misery. I am bid to go by Amphitruo, so I come home unwillingly. If this errand's so essential, you might think it could have waited till it's light. When there's a chance I'll make it home unviolated. But no, 'cause that's not how it goes with slavery. Poor me. My work is hard and life's a bitch. I'm sure you get the picture. But when your boss is really rich, your life is so much bitcher. All day, all night, do this, do that, it never ends, alas. No rest for me while he gets fat from sitting on his ass. He plays it being magnanimous, says all will get their wish. But we know when someone's scamming us, this is not even fair-ish. Oh, poor me. Poor me. So many things to do each day, and most of them are crappy, but I always muddle through, and hey, sometimes I'm even happy. That's a tragic irony. If life were rosier for poor old Sosia, I wouldn't be poor me.
I've far more right than he to sing of my unhappy lot. He never has been free. I was last night and now I'm not. Oh, how I miss my liberty. Poor me. Imagine how it feels to find you're suddenly enslaved. I'm sure his master's mean, but mine's a god and he's depraved. And what is worse, he's family. That's why Mercurius is rightly furious. I'll match him note for note and sing full-throatedly. Poor me.
Bound for being beat. Did it occur to me just now to thank the gods and praise them as they all deserve? In truth, if they by Pollux cared to give the thanks that I deserve, they'd get some man to smash my face real hard when I return, since I was thankless. Though they did this good for me unasked.
He does what folks so seldom do. He knows what he is worth.
Something that I have never thought, nor any townsman either, would come to pass, has happened. We have reached our homes alive. Conquering legions, conquered foes, and came back home again. The war hath ended. Finally, the enemy is destroyed, which granted to the Thebans many bitter funerals. Through soldiers' might and mean, the town's been conquered and subdued. Through tactics and my boss's boons, Amphitruo the Great. Such riches, land, and glory has he given to his folk. And for the king of Thebes, for Creon, he has fixed his rule. And he dispatched me home from port so I could tell his wife how he's made news as general, as leader, and as chief. Now I'll consider in what way I'll say these things to her when I approach. If I should lie, I'm doing as I should. When they were fighting fiercely, then did I so fiercely flee. So I shall act like I'd been there. I'll say what I had heard. But in what style and with what words it's fit that I narrate, I want to first consider here alone. I'll say it thus. At first, when we arrived there, when we first did touch the earth, Amphitruo chose leaders from the men of highest birth. He deputized and ordered them to tell the Teleboians, if without war or violence, returning what they'd stolen, if they gave back what they'd removed, he'd bring back his brigade home right away. His Argives leave their land, and he'd give them peace and ease. But if they cavilled, kept what he had sought, then he would trounce that town himself with force and all his forces. When they repeated fully what Amphitruo said to tell, the Teleboians, mighty men who trust in manliness and men, did proudly, much too loudly, curse our diplomats. They said they could protect themselves and theirs with war, and so we should with haste withdraw our troops from their borders now. The diplomats related this, and Amphitruo then led his troops forth from the camp against the Teleboian town, who led their legions out, and they were armed with pretty swords. When the armies on our side were set out and partitioned, heroes were positioned, soldiers were commissioned in the classic Theban style. We deployed in single file, while the legions on the other side were also stood in lines. Then the generals met up to give each other a good hearing. Far from the soldiers cheering, in the middle of a clearing, they agreed in their meeting that whichever team was beaten would give up their cities, farms, and homes, themselves, and all their shrines. Then the brassy bugles blasted, a fearful fanfare sounded all around. It shook the ground, the soldiers found their voices drowned. Next the leader stopped to say a hasty pre-engagement prayer to honor mighty Jove and fill the troops with hope divine. For every man there, this was it. The hitty, shouty, stabby, deathy bit. The air was hot and wet, with heavy, breathy, steamy, sticky sweat. The atmosphere oppressive, the noise was even more so. On every blade of grass a hero bleeding from his torso. And this was the beginning of the end. Fast fell the foe. When they sensed we might be winning, the general shouted, "Go!" The enemy stood still against the roaring, rushing tide. They'd sooner have been killed than budge an inch, and thus they died. And all thanks to Amphitruo, with victory still elusive. His ever clever use of cavalry would prove conclusive. He snuck them round the back before unleashing an attack. And as the noble Theban horsemen trampled through them, the big old baddies got just what was coming to them. Yeah.
Up to this point, there's not a single word been said amiss, for I was there in person when they fought, and so was Dad.
The enemy began to flee, and courage filled our men. When the Teleboyans turned, their bodies stuffed with spears, Amphitruo himself cut down King Paterala. So, then and there this fight was fought, from dawn till twilight fell. I have remembered this so well. I had no lunch that day. But when night intervened at last, this battle did conclude. The next day, weeping princes left their city, came to camp. They held an olive branch and prayed that we forgive their sins. They put themselves, their town, their kids, all, blessed and profane, into the sway and under judgment of the folk of Thebes. They gave Amphitruo, my boss, a golden cup for valor, from which Paterala, the king, would drink. Oh. That's what I'll say. Ooh, now I'll haste and hurry home, as my boss commands.
Looky, he's coming this way. I'll go up and meet him here. I will never let this fellow ever reach these doors today. Since I am his perfect likeness, I will surely swindle him. Really, since I stole his shape and the way he holds his head, I should also fake his habits so that I am just like him. I should be corrupt and clever, therefore, and be shrewdish too. With his weapon wickedness, I shall drive him from his entry. But what's this? He scans the sky. I shall watch what else he does.
Pollux! If there's anything that I believe, or that I know night itself this night is hungover and sleeping in. 7 stars of Ursa Major cease their movement through the sky. Luna finds itself no other place than when it first appeared. Neither Venus nor Pleiades nor Orion sinks away. So it is that signs stand still and night withholds the break of day.
Press on, night, as you've been doing. Be obliging to my dad. Splendid splendor for the splendorous, giving gifts most splendidly.
I don't think that I have ever seen a longer night than this. Save that one time I was pummeled, hung in perpetuity. This one, Pollux, masters that one, beating it in magnitude. Sun's asleep, I think, by Pollux, and supremely sloshed as well. Miracles take place. Unless a drank its health too much at dinner.
Do you say so, punching bag? Do you think you're like the gods? I will get you for these actions and your words, you cross-bound creep. Pollux, just come here, I beg you. You will find catastrophe.
Anyone from out of town visiting for the weekend? Get your money's worth, since in one night you'll stay for 3.
Now my dad obeys instructions wisely and judiciously. Lust obeyed the lover slumbers wrapped around Alcumena.
I'll go tell Alcumena what it is my boss has ordered. Who's this guy I see this night before the doors? I like it not.
No one's cowardly as this guy.
Now I see that this guy's looming, wants to weave me a new cloak, i.e. that he will warp my wolf.
He's afraid I'll go and trick him.
I am dead, my teeth all shiver. When I get there, he will greet me to a pounder's welcome fist. Well, maybe he's kind-hearted. Now, due to the fact my boss has made me keep the night watch with his fist today, he'll see I go to sleep. I am dead, I beg you, please. By Herc, how big and strong he is.
Loudly I will speak in answer, so he hears what I will say. That way, to a fuller factor, he will start to feel more fear. Come now, Fist. It's been a while since you have got my paunch a lunch. Feels so long since yesterday, when you beat up, knocked out 4 men, left them naked in the street.
I'm completely terrified that I'll change my name and turn from Sosia to number 5. He insists he has knocked out 4 men, and I fear that I'll add 1 more onto that number.
There I'm set, it's how I like it.
He prepares, he girds himself.
He'll not flee without a flogging.
Who is he?
Whoever comes here, that's the one who'll eat my fist.
Go away, I have just eaten. I don't like to dine this late. Give that dinner, if you're clever, to the people underfed.
Roar! This hook has a hearty heft.
Help, I heard he hefts his hook.
What if I just tap him lightly so he sleeps?
You'll save my life. These 3 nights without a break, I've stayed awake.
That is the worst.
Whoa!
Useless action jabbing jawlines, my hand learns this wretchedly. Jaws you jab with glancing blows should take another shape with punches.
This guy's going to decorate my face and make it something new.
Whom you pummel properly ought to have his face to face.
This guy thinks how he'll debone my face like it's an eel. How strange. Off with those who like deboning. I am dead if he should see me.
I have caught the scent of someone.
Yikes, have I begun to stink?
Even though he's greatly distant, truly he is close at hand.
This guy's a prognosticator.
And my fists fight zealously.
Oh, if I am your punching bag, then do your warm-up on a wall.
To my ears doth fly a voice.
An ill-starred man I have become. I who didn't pluck my pinions, I have words that go on wings.
He demands I beat him up and weigh him down like he's a mule.
I do not have any donkey.
He'll be burdened being beat.
Yee-haw. Hurt. I'm tired since I just landed here by ship. I'm also seasick. I can barely go unladen with a load I cannot go.
Someone I don't know is speaking.
I am safe. He doesn't see me. He says someone speaks, but surely Sosia is what my name is.
Here it seems a voice has hit my ears. It's coming from the right.
I'll be flogged today, I fear, not my voice which struck at him.
Awesome, look, he comes my way.
I am worried, wholly numb. Ah! Oh. Where on earth I am by Pollux, I don't know if someone asks. Wretched me, I cannot budge because of chicken-heartedness. All is done. My boss's bidding dies along with Sosia. Ah, really? I'm resolved to reckon roughly face to face with him so that I will seem a tough guy and he keep his hand from me.
Where do you go walking, you who wrap your Vulcan in a horn?
Why do you ask this, you who with fisty face this person's face?
Slave or free?
Oh, whichever one my spirit happens to prefer.
Speak you truly.
I speak truly.
I will beat you.
Now you lie.
Now I'll see you say I say the truth.
What need is there for this?
May I know where you are headed, where you're from, and who you are?
I go here at boss's bidding. I'm his slave. Is that now clearer?
Scoundrel, I'll restrain that tongue of yours today.
Oh, I think you can. She is modest and demure.
Do you keep on making jokes? What's your business at these doors?
I could ask the same of you.
Good King Creon always sets out single sentries for the night.
He does well. Since we've been absent, everything's been safe at home. Now be gone. Let it be known the household slave is home again.
I don't know how you can be a household slave unless you scram. I'll ensure that you're not welcomed by the household slave.
I live here, I say, and I'm enslaved by them.
You know what's up? I will see you lifted up unless you go away.
How's that?
You'll be carried off not proudly walking when I fetch my club.
I proclaim myself to be the household slave of this whole house.
See how soon you get a beating if you don't slink off from here.
Well, I've returned from overseas and keeping me from home's your plan.
Here's your house.
I say it is.
Who then is the boss of you?
He's the leader of the Theban legions now, Amphitruo. He who wed Alcumena.
Listen up, what is your name?
Thebans call me Sosia. Begotten of my father, Dave.
You came here all by yourself with your fabricated fibs, paragon of pride today, with your stitched together schemes.
I come here with just my tunic, not with stitched together schemes.
You are lying. You came here now with your feet, not your tunic.
Really true.
And so now really you'll be beaten for your lies.
Really, Pollux, I don't want that.
Really, Pollux, though unwilling, this one thing is really sure, not done arbitrarily.
Please, I beg you.
Do you dare to give your name as Sosia since I'm he?
I'm dead.
Still more, you say, compared with what's to come. Who's your master?
You are, since with your fist you use me up. Help me, Theban citizens.
Still you shout, you dead meat maker, tell me why you've come.
So there's someone you can punch to death.
Whose are you?
Amphitruo, Sosia, I am.
Then you'll be beaten more since you're a poser. I am Sosia, not you.
May the gods grant that you could be so that I could beat on you.
Still you mumble.
Oh, be quiet.
Who's your boss?
I do not care.
What then? What are you now called?
Nothing. Only what you say.
You said you're Amphitruo, Sosia.
Well, I was wrong. I should have said myself to be Amphitruo's associate.
I sure knew he had no other slave but me called Sosia. Reasons vanished.
On that subject, would your fist have done the same?
I am that man Sosia whom you claimed yourself to be.
Please, just let me speak to you peacefully and not be beaten.
I know. But there can be a passing truce if you should wish to speak.
I won't speak unless there's peace, since you are stronger with your fists.
Speak your mind, I will not hurt you.
Should I trust you?
Yes, you should.
If you're lying,
Then Mercurius will rage on Sosia.
pay attention. Now that I can say what I should wish to freely, I am Sosia the slave, Amphitruo.
What, this again?
I've made peace. I've made a treaty. I speak truth.
Now get to beating.
As you like, do what you like, since you are stronger with your fists. But by Herc, no matter what you mean to do, I won't keep quiet.
While I live today, you'll never see that I'm not Sosia.
Sure. By Pollux, you won't make me someone else's while I'm ours. Nor with just us both together. There's no other Sosia. With Amphitruo, I went away from here into the army.
This man is not sane.
The fault you say I have is what is yours. Damn it. Am I not a slave? Amphitruo's own Sosia? Did our ship not just this night from the port of Persicus arrive? And did it bring me here? And did my boss not send me here? Don't I stand before our house with a lantern in my hand? Don't I speak? Am I awake? Did he not hit me with his fists? Herc, he did, for even now my jaws are sore. Woe is me. Why then do I hesitate? Why not enter in our house?
This your house?
It is indeed.
All you've said in truth just now are lies. For I am Sosia, he who is Amphitruo's. For this night our ship had sailed from the port of Persicus, and we laid siege to the town where King Paterla did rule. And we captured Teleboian legions with our battle force, and Amphitruo himself fought and killed King Paterla.
I do not believe myself when I hear me say these things. The things that happened there, for certain, he remembers memorably. Tell me what the Teleboians gave then to Amphitruo.
Paterla the king. He liked to guzzle from a golden cup.
He said it right. And where's the cup gone now?
It's in a little chest with Amphitruo's seal sealed.
Say what kind of seal it is.
Rising sun with horses 4. You can't trick me, dead meat maker.
He has one with evidence. I must find another name. I don't know how he could see this. Now I must deceive him fully. What I did when I was lonely and when no one else was there in my shelter. That is something he can never tell today. If you say you're Sosia, when the legions fought most fiercely, what did I do in my shelter? I'm defeated, if you say.
From a cask of wine I filled a pitcher.
He has started right.
I then drained the unmixed wine like a baby from its mom.
That's the truth. Since there I drank a pitcher of some unmixed wine. I'm astounded if he didn't hide inside that pitcher there.
What then? Do I prove to you that you are not Sosia?
You deny I'm me?
Why should I not deny, since I am me?
Jupiter, I swear I'm me, and I do not tell a lie.
By Mercurius, I swear that Jove does not believe in you. I know he'll believe me more without an oath than you on oath.
Who am I then if I'm not Sosia? I'm asking you.
When I'm Sosia no more, you'll be Sosia again. Now since I am me, you no one. You'll be flogged unless you flee.
Paul, when I examine him and compare my countenance, how I stand, I mere gaze a lot. He's quite alike to me. Hat and outfit just like mine he's got. He's as alike as I am. Shin bone, footprint, stature. Haircut, eyes and ears and mouth and nose, jawline, chin and beard, ooh, and throat. Everything, well, why waste words? If his back is full of scars, then nothing's more alike in likeness. When I think, I'm sure I am the same that I have always been. It's our house. I know my boss. My faculties are full, I feel. I won't yield to him and what he says, so at the door I'll knock.
Where are you heading?
Home!
If you now climbed into Jove's chariot, fled from here, you'd hardly be set to flee catastrophe.
May I not announce to mistress what my boss told me to say?
If you wish, announce to yours. Ours in here I won't allow. If you bother me today, what you'll suffer here's a hip wreck.
Deathless gods! I'd rather leave. I beseech you for your help. Where'd I die? Or was I changed? Wherever did I lose my looks? Did I leave myself behind? If maybe I forgot myself? He now holds all that I was before this, a perfect likeness. I'm alive, but when I'm dead, no one will look like this for me. I'll go to the port and tell my boss the things that happened here. Granted, he knows who I am. Oh, may Jupiter himself make sure that I today will shave my head and bald, take up a freedman's cap.
Oh, this job today has gone quite well for me. I nudged a nasty nuisance from the doors, so Dad was free to safely fondle her. And now, when he finds Amphitruo, his boss, he'll say, slave Sosia sent him away. Then he will think he's lying to himself and won't believe he came here as he should. Mistakes and madnesses all make for both of them and all Amphitruo's household until, oh yeah, my dad has had his fill of her, whom he seduced. And then at last we'll all know what's occurred. Then Jupiter will guide Alcumena to, former wedded peace. Mwah. Amphitruo's about to start a fight, declare his wife's disgrace. But then my dad will bring her breakup calmly back to him. Oh, about Alcumena, I didn't say before. She's giving birth to twins. today. One son's Amphitruo's, the other's Jove's. The younger son has got the greater dad and the reverse. So now you know what's what. To see Alcumena is honored more, my dad's ensured that she be spared a twin ordeal, with birth and labor each made one. Although Amphitruo will learn it all, as I said just before. What then? No one will think Alcumena's to blame. It is not fair a god should let his felony and his own failure on a mortal fall.
Squeak! Slam!
I'll stop my speech. The doors have creaked. Behold, a substitute Amphitruo appears, and with Alcumena, the wife on loan.
Take good care, Alcumena, as always, of our shared concern. Oh, please be careful, for you see, the months for you are coming due. Now I must leave, but when it's time, be sure the child is registered.
Husband, what's this business why you go away so suddenly from home?
It's surely not by Paul, because I'm bored with you at home. No. When the topmost general is not there present with his troops, what should not take place occurs more quickly than what should take place.
He's a very charming cheater, and he also is my dad.
I've by Castor come to know how highly you esteem your wife.
Is it not enough that there's no woman I love as much?
May your wife not come to know these things you're getting done by Paul. In that case, I bet you'd rather be Amphitruo than Jove.
I'd prefer to come to know than be reminded of your love. You leave before the bed where you have slept has gotten cold. You came yesterday at midnight, now you go, that's what you want?
I'll approach and call to her and play the sycophant to Dad. I believe by Paul, no mortal man has ever loved his wife, struck with love, as much as this guy dies for you while struck with love.
Dead meat maker, don't I know you? Won't you get far from my sight? What concern of yours is this, you punching bag? No, don't breathe a word. Now this walking stick of mine will... Don't breathe a word.
My first try at sycophancy almost ended in disaster.
As for what you said, my wife, you should not be upset at me. Secretly, I slipped away. I left my legion tasks for you, so that you could learn this from me. How I saved the public good. I related everything to you. Unless I loved you most, I'd not do so.
It's as it is. Thus he soothes her shrinking self.
So the troops don't lack their orders. Secretly, I'll head back there, so they will not say I hold my wife above my state affairs.
After your departure, you will make your wife lament.
Oh, hush, hush. Do not spoil your eyes. I'll come back quickly.
Quickly's far away.
I do not go away from here or leave you willingly.
I know, for you leave the very night you came to me.
Why hold me so? It is time. I wish to leave the town before it begins to dawn. Now, to you, this cup that was bestowed upon me for honor's sake, from which drank King Terrala, a man I killed with my own hands, I give now to Alcumena.
Oh, you do what you always do. Castor, what a precious prize. Just like he who gives the prize.
Not at all. A precious prize, just like she who's given it.
You still here, you cross-bound creep? Can I not get rid of you?
Oh, no, Amphitruo, I beg you, don't blame Sosia for me.
I'll do as you wish.
It's love that makes him act ferociously.
Nothing else?
Oh, when we're apart, we love the other when they're gone.
Come, Amphitruo. It's light.
Go ahead now, Sosia. I will follow. Nothing else?
Just come back. Oh, quickly.
Very well. I'll be back before you even know I'm gone. Now have good cheer.
Squeak. Oh, slam.
You have waited for me, night. I bid you yield today, so that with light clear and pure, he'll illuminate mankind. Night, as much as you were longer than the night we had before, so much shorter will I make this day be, just to balance out. Go! Let day appear from night! I'll pursue Mercurius.
Come on, keep up.
I follow you.
You're the worst.
Why? Tell me more, please do.
By saying what's impossible, you're making me irascible. It isn't now, it never was, nor ever shall be true.
Oh, that's so Amphitruo. Master, don't you think you owe your closest aid a little trust? No wonder you're so stressed.
What, how so? By her I'll cut your tongue. For this, you wretch, it's got a demo wrong.
I'm your slave and you can do with me whatever till you're through with me, but don't stop me averring things that were and are occurring.
You lying song, and this is what you've sung? Though you're here beside me now, somehow you're also in my house.
I'm being honest with you, truly.
You'll be beaten black and bluely by the gods and not unduly by me too.
I know my place at Master Dear, why the long face?
You punching bag, persisting with this mockery, and tales of the Arctic poppycockery are things that no one's ever seen because it never could have been that you over there now, and in fact I see you here, you standing by my side, you can't be both at once.
Exactly by my troth.
May Jove not ruin you for being so cocky.
Do I deserve a kicking from my boss?
Now time is ticking, you still chatter, you're to blame, you and your funny little game.
If you can actually prove that I'm a liar, then batter me and throw me in the deep fat fryer. But I beg you, please be gracious. I would never be mendacious.
The man is drunk.
I wish.
See, he admits. His number one concern is dulling his own wits.
Huh?
Where did you get this wasted?
I swear I haven't tasted.
Then who was this other fellow?
For the 10th time, listen, hello, Sosia was at the war and he was also at our door. It's quite a simple story. Did I tell it badly or he's drunk himself like our master's hypocrites?
Enough now, leave me please.
What's wrong?
You're addled and diseased.
Nah, I feel fine. Come on, let's go home. Safe and sound, Amphitruo.
Oh, you feel fine, you piece of trash. You once said that when I have thrashed you. Now it's safe to go back home and you traipse after me while no. You dare to mock your boss, no need to ask. Oh, what a deluded double-cross, what a fiasco. Since you have not done the things your boss had ordered you to do, now you come here making mock of Master with what you describe. Which couldn't be, you dead meat maker. No one's ever heard of it. But today I'll see these lies of yours will land upon your back.
This despair is the most despairing for good slaves, Amphitruo, speaking true things to their boss, if the truth is trounced by toughness.
Howsoever could this be? Damn it, think with facts for me. You're now here and at home too. How's that so? I want to know.
Truly, I am here and there. You may marvel at this fact, but this marvel seems no more marvelous for you than me.
How?
I swear there's nothing more marvelous for you than me. Gods adore me. I at first did not believe in Sosia, till that Sosia himself made me put my faith in me.
Oh.
He laid it all out in order what was done to make it so. When we set against the foe, he swiped my bearing and my name. Milk's no more alike with milk than that me is alike with me. When you sent me to our home from the port before first light,
What?
I was already there. Before I came, before the doors.
Damn this nonsense. Are you saying?
I am as you see I am.
On this man an evil hand has cast some evil. Don't know what after he had left me.
I was pummeled painfully with punches.
Who was beating you?
Myself, I, the muse now at home.
Be sure that you don't answer me anything unless I ask. First, I want this known who this Sosia might be.
He's your slave.
With you, I've got one more you than I still want. In my life, I've not had any slave named Sosia save you.
Now, Amphitruo, I say, I'll make sure at home you'll find Sosia, the other slave than me. I swear, when you arrive, child of Dave, the same as me. With age and stature, same as well. What need now is there for words? For you, this Sosia is twinned.
You relate such massive marvels, but did you also see my wife?
I was not allowed to go past the doors inside.
Who stopped you?
Sosia, who all this time I told you of? Who pummeled me?
Who's this Sosia?
It's me! How often must I tell you this?
Listen up. Did you just maybe fall asleep?
No, not at all.
There in sleep, you might have seen a certain Sosia.
I'm not used to somnolently follow orders from my boss. Wide awake I saw, awake I still see now, awake I speak. He, awake a while back, pummeled me, awake with punches!
Who is he?
It's me! It's Sosia! I said he's me! What don't you get?
Damn it, who could ever get it? You're blabbing nonsense now!
You will quickly see the truth when you see slave Sosia!
Therefore, follow me this way! I must first sort out this mess. Would the gods make what you say turn out not to be real today?
Squeak. Slam. Pleasure is the tiniest thing, isn't it? In life and in the passing of the years. Small compared with things that are quite difficult. Every human life is marked by tears. That is how the gods seem to prefer it. Sadness is the friend who comes along, following behind right after pleasure. That's the lesson. Take it from this song. For each good thing there's trouble coming after. I know this well, I learned it long before. I was given pleasure only briefly. I had it once, and still I need him more. At dawn, my husband left me, I'm alone now. The man I love is going far away, and the sickness that I feel is so much greater than the pleasure he gave me yesterday. At least today one thing can make me happy. His enemy defeated, he'll come home, returning full of triumph, full of honor. A great relief to me and to all Rome. He goes and he returns to bathe in glory. And while he's gone, I live, that's my reward. My heart is resolute, and if I'm lucky, I'll be the wife of a hero of the war. Who could ask for more? Courage is the greatest prize, isn't it? That stands apart, outshines all other ones. Yourself, your safety, freedom, home, possessions. Courage before parents, before sons. Things can be preserved, people protected. Courage carries carries everything within. All good things belong to the courageous. Let's hear it for the virtue masculine. The same thing that you find reflected in the hopes of an expectant heroine.
I believe when I come home, I'll be quite welcome with my wife. I love her, she loves me back, above all with these teeth done well. Rivals are defeated, those who no one thought would be defeated. I was leading and in charge, we vanquished them when first we met. She, awaiting my arrival, yearns for me. Of this I'm sure.
What, you don't suppose my girl's not waiting my arrival too?
Here's my husband.
Follow me this way.
Why does he come back when he just said he was rushed? Perhaps he's testing me on purpose and he wants to learn how much I yearn for him while he's away. I'm not averse by Castor to receive him back again.
We had best, Amphitruo. Go back to the ship.
How come?
Since at home no one will give some lunch to us when we arrive.
Why is this on your thoughts?
Since we've got here far too late.
Why?
Because Alcumena, I see her by the door. She's stuffed.
When I went away, I left her pregnant here.
You're killing me.
What is wrong with you?
I've come home in time to fetch her water. If I reckon numbers right, it'll be her 9th month now.
So be glad.
You know how glad I am? When I pick up a bucket, you by pole will never trust me, even if I vow it later, if I do not drain that well of all its breath once I begin.
Follow me this way, fear not, I'll pick another for this task.
Now I'd show my proper duty if I went to him, I think.
Happily Amphitruo greets his so long longed for wife. Of the Theban women all, her husband judges her the best. Citizens of Thebes all rumor her to be so virtuous. Are you healthy? Are you sure? Thrilled. I'm back.
I never saw her thrilled so much. She greets him barely more than when she greets the dog.
Wonderful to see you so pregnant and so full of beauty.
Castor, for what reason do you tease me so, I beg of you, when you greet and meet me thus as if you hadn't seen me just? Like you're back now here from the fold for the first time, and you greet me just as if you hadn't seen me for so long.
I haven't seen you anywhere on earth today, except just now.
Why deny?
I'm taught to speak the truth.
It's not fair to unteach what's been taught. Do you examine what my disposition is? But why did you come back so soon? Were you stopped by horoscopes? Did the weather hold you back? You did not go to the legions as you said you would just now.
Just now. When was this just now?
You tease. Just now means recently.
How could this be so? You asked recently and so just now.
What you're thinking, that I mock you since you mock me in return? You say now you just came back. You just went away from here.
This one. She speaks balderdash.
Wait for just a little while she's sleeping off her sleep.
Does she sleep while wide awake?
I'm awake by Castor, and awake I'm saying what took place. For just now, before first light, I saw this one in you.
But where?
Where you live, inside these doors.
Never happened.
Hush a sec. Maybe while we slept, the ship brought us from the port to here.
You are also on her side.
What do you desire be done? Don't you know if you desire to go against a crazy cultist, not just nuts, but nutsier she'll go and hate you all the more. If you listen, she will settle for one punch.
But Paul, it's certain I will scold her. Since she didn't want to greet me when I came back home today.
You will strap a hornet's nest.
Be quiet, you. I would like Alcumena to ask you one thing.
Ask away.
Does absurdity approach or overweening overcome you?
How does it occur to you to cross-examine me, my husband?
Since before this you would always greet me when I came back home. Speak to me exactly like modest women greet their husbands. Coming home, I find you have lost that custom which you had.
When you came home yesterday, I surely greeted you, bycaster, welcomed you, and at the same time asked if you were well as well. I then took your hand, my husband, and I offered you a kiss.
Yesterday you welcomed him?
And you also, Sosia.
I had hoped, Amphitruo, she would bear to you a son. She's not pregnant with a son.
What then?
With insanity!
I am sane, of course, and beg the gods I bear a healthy son. You will get a big bad beating if he does what duty asks. For that omen, Captain Omen, you will get what you deserve.
Pregnant women should be given pomegranate. So that she can chew on it if she starts with morning sickness.
Yesterday you saw me here?
I say I did 10 times, I say.
Sleeping, maybe?
No, awake while wide awake.
Oh, what a fate!
What is wrong?
My wife's gone mad!
Oh, I am messed up with this bile. Nothing forces people to be quite so mad and quite so quick.
Woman, when did you first feel these things were infecting you?
I am sane and sound, bycaster.
Then why do you insist that you saw me here yesterday? When we came to port this night, there I dined and there I slept through the night within the ship. I have not placed my foot within these doors since first when I set out with my army where we won against the Teleboan foe.
No. In fact, you dined with me and slept with me as well.
I what?
I speak truth.
On this, by Herc, you don't. On other things, who knows?
At break of day, you left back to your legions.
Huh? How so?
She speaks right as she remembers. She is telling you her dream. Now that you woke up, though, woman, you should pray to Jove today. He that turns away bad omens with salted grains or frankincense.
Damn your head.
So yours will be if you don't tread carefully.
He insults me yet again. And without him being beaten.
Be quiet! You! And now you speak. I left from here from you at dawn.
Who, except for you, could tell me how the battle went for you?
Do you know this?
Of course. I heard from you how you had sacked that mighty town and you yourself had killed a king named Terala.
I said this?
Yes, you yourself. And Sosia was standing by.
You heard me say this to her today.
Where else would I have heard it?
Ask her.
What I know is this did not take place with me nearby.
Oh, no surprise. He doesn't cross you.
Sosia, come look at me.
See, I look.
I'm telling truth. Do not simply side with me. Did you hear me say to her those things she says I said today?
Please, my Pollux, are you also crazy when you ask me this? I myself see her just now, for the first time, same as you.
What now, woman? Do you hear him?
I do hear him tell a lie.
You believe not him nor me, your husband.
Of course, it's so, for I believe myself the most. And I know things are as I said.
You say I came here yesterday.
And you deny you left today.
I deny it fully, and I say I've come home now to you.
Please, do you deny this too? That you gave me a golden cup as a gift today that you were gifted with when you were there?
Paul, I didn't give or say this, but I had it in my mind that I give this cup to you, and so I'm here. Who told you this?
I heard of the cup from you, and I did take it from your hands.
No, please be patient. Please be patient. Sosia. I'm quite surprised that she knows a golden cup was given to me there. Unless you met her a while back and you told her everything.
Paul, I didn't see her say anything except with you.
What a person she must be.
Do you want the cup?
I do.
Good then. You there, Thessala! Bring the cup outside the house that my husband brought today.
Sosia, come over here. Truly, if she has the cup, I'll be more astounded by other things astounding me.
Do you believe that? It is sealed with your seal inside this case.
Seal secure?
Check for yourself.
Good, it's as I sealed it.
Please, why don't you demand that she be purified? She's muy loca.
This by Pollux must be done, she. By Pollux is filled up with poltergeists.
Squeak! Slam!
What need for words? Look, your cup.
Give it to me.
Come, look here right now at this. You who doubt what did take place, I shall prove to you right here in plain sight that it's the cup you gave me.
Hi, Jupiter, what is this? It's the cup for sure. I'm dying, Sosia.
Oh, this woman either is the greatest sorceress by far, or the cup should be in here.
Come then, open up the case.
It is sealed and all is well. Why then should I open it? You have twinned Amphitruo, and I'm a second Sosia. If the cup's now twinned a cup, we have all been doubled up.
I must check and open it.
See then that the seal is yours, so you don't place blame on me later on.
Then open it, for indeed she plans to make us go crazy with her words.
Where's this from, if not from you? A gift that you presented me.
This I must investigate.
Jupiter, my Jupiter!
What is wrong?
There is no cup inside this
What's
case.
this I hear?
It's the truth.
Unless it's here, a death by cross for you is near.
Here it does appear.
Well, who gave it to you?
The one who asked.
You are tricking me. Since you ran here in secret from the ship on another street, and you removed the cup from here, gave it to her, and then you, in secret, sealed it back again.
Aye. And now you two are helping her insanity.
Squeak! Slam!
Did we come here yesterday?
Yes. And when you came, you greeted me as I did you, and I gave to you a kiss.
I don't like the sound of this about the kiss. Now carry on.
You did bathe.
Then what?
You sat to eat.
Oh, very good. Now inquire.
Don't interrupt. You continue to describe.
Dinner was laid out. You dined with me, and I reclined with you.
Were we on the same recliner?
Yes, the same.
I hate this feast. Let her give the evidence. What then after we had dined?
You were saying you were tired. The table went. We went to bed.
Where did you sleep?
In our room, in the same bed, next to you.
You have killed me.
What is wrong?
She has sentenced me to die!
What, my love?
Don't speak to me!
What is wrong?
Yet you are killing me. While I was away, this stain was added to her modesty.
Please, by Castor, husband mine, why do I hear this from you?
I'm your husband. You faithless woman, don't call me that faithless name.
This is sticky. He's a she. If not a husband, he's a wife.
What did I do that deserves that I be called by such a name?
You yourself said what you did, and you asked me what you did wrong.
What did I do wrong to you when I was with the one I wed?
Oh, you were with me? What is bolder than a shameless wife? If you lack in modesty, you might as well take out a loan.
You accuse me of this deed, which does not become our clan. If you try to catch me in some shameless action, you cannot.
Oh, immortal gods! At least do you know me, Sosia?
Yes, I do.
Did I then dine at the port of Persicus?
There are also witnesses who will attest to what I say.
I don't know what I can say on this affair, unless there is some alternate Amphitruo who, though you're absent, yet perhaps tends your tasks, and though you're absent, carries out your duties too. Since this pseudo-Sosia seems to be so very strange, surely stranger still is this alternate Amphitruo.
Some thaumaturgist or other makes this woman seem like a fool.
I swear, by the great king's kingdom, by the holy goddess Mother Juno, whom I do respect and rightfully fear especially, save for you alone, no mortals touched my body with his body, and that would make me be immodest.
I would wish these words were true.
I speak truth, but it's for nothing since you do not wish to trust.
You're a woman, you swear boldly.
She who's done no wrong should be bold. She should speak for herself forcefully and daringly.
Bold enough.
As fits a modest woman.
Oh, you're good in word.
What I brought into this marriage isn't what was called a dowry. Rather, it's my modesty, shame, my well-controlled desires, fear of gods, and love of parents, harmony with relatives, deference to you, and giving to the worthy, help the good.
If she speaks the truth, by Pollux, is she not completely perfect?
I am so completely smitten that I don't know who I am.
You're Amphitruo completely. See that you don't lose yourself. People now appear to change so often since we've come back home.
Woman, I won't let this matter stand without investigation.
Pollux, do it, I'll be happy.
What is that? Just answer me! What if I should bring your kinsman Naucrates back from the ship? He who made a single journey on a single ship with me, what if he says things aren't as you say? What result would you say is fair? Would you not say I had a reason to divorce you right away?
If I did some wrong, you would.
It's agreed. You, Sosia, bring them in, and I will bring with me Naucrates back from the ship.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. Now that there is no one with us, tell me truly, earnestly, is another Sosia in there who is just like me?
Leave me be, slave who deserves your master.
I go. As you wish. Squeak! Slam.
Truly, it's a strange event by Castor that my husband thinks it's right to charge me in this way wrongly of so bad an action. I'll soon learn what it might be from my kinsman, Naucrates. Squeak. Slam.
Amphitruo's my name, and Sosia, my slave, becomes Mercurius at times. I live up there, up on the highest floor, and when it suits, I'm Jupiter as well. When I do make my entrance on the spot, Amphitruo I am, and change my clothes. I come here now for your dear sake, so that I don't conclude this comedy too soon. I've also come to bring Alcumena some help, whom, free of shame, Amphitruo indicts. The fault is mine, which I contrived if innocent Alcumena is blamed. So, as I started, I'll pretend to be Amphitruo, and I'll throw this house today into the greatest puzzlement. And then after that, I'll see that all is made clear, and I will help Alcumena in time. I'll see that she delivers without pain her husband's child and mine, the both at once. Now, I told Mercurius to follow straight in case I had a job.
Squeak. Flam.
Oh, I'll speak to her.
I can't remain inside. Accused by him of cheating, shameful sex, adultery. He cries aloud that what's not done is done. Says what's not happened, I am guilty of. And trust I'll think this all beside the point. I've done no wrong by Pollux. I won't bear the shame of false indictment. Either I will leave him, or else he'll apologize and say I'm blameless of what he's alleged.
I have to do what she demands, if I'm to lure her back to me as her true love. Since what I've done has hurt Amphitruo and my romance has caused such strife for him, he's blameless. And though I am blameless too, his rage at her and curses fall on me.
But look, I see him there, who falsely swears that I had shameful sex.
Let us speak, my wife. Hey, why do you pull back?
It's my innate nature. I always hate to look on foes.
Come, we're foes?
It's so I speak the truth, unless you claim that even this is false.
You're very angry.
Can't you watch your hands? For certain, if you're sane and had some sense, you would not speak in jest or earnestly to someone who you judged and called to be unchaste, unless you're dumber than the dumbest dolt.
My words don't make it so, and I believe you, so I've returned to make amends. Oh, for never was my heart so sick as when I heard you were angriest at me. Oh, you said this. Why, you ask? Well, I will explain. It's not because I thought you were unchaste. I tested if your heart was truly true, what you would do and how if you were accused. I said these things to you before in jest. It was a joke. Just go ask Sosia.
Why don't you bring my kinsman Nocrates? Did you not say before you'd bring him here to be a witness?
If I made a jest, it isn't fair you treat it as real.
Everything I know's destroyed my heart.
By your right hand, Alcumena, I beg you, please, give way to me. Be calm, forgive.
My virtue made these words of no account. Now, since I've kept away from unchaste deeds, I want to stay away from unchaste words. Farewell. You keep what's yours. I'll take what's mine. Let servants come.
Are you insane?
If not, I'll go alone with just my chastity.
Hold on. I'll swear an oath on terms you state that I believe my wife is truly chaste. And if I lie, I ask you, highest Jove, be always angry with Amphitruo.
Let him. Wish him well.
I'm sure he will. Now, I swore a trusty oath to answer you, so you are not mad?
I'm not.
Well, good. In human life, does much turn out just so? They seek for pleasure and they seek for pain. Angers erupt and then comes calm again. And if some angers arise between them, such as this, and if apologies ensue, then things are twice as friendly as they were before.
To start, it shouldn't have been said at all. But if you show remorse, it can be borne.
Then order clean equipment, be prepared, so that all the vows I made while on campaign, if I came home again, I'll now fulfill.
I shall do that.
And call out Sosia, so he can fetch our helmsman Blepharo, for he's with us on ship, and we'll have lunch. He'll be likely made a lunchless fool when by the throat I drag Amphitruo from here.
I wonder what he, wordless, says.
Squeak! Slam!
Oh, the door reveals that Sosia appears.
I am here, Amphitruo. What you command is what I'll do.
Sosia, it is good you're here.
Is there peace between you now? Oh, I am happy and rejoice when I see you both unperturbed. It seems right then if a slave makes himself seem decent too. As his bosses are, so he should be. His face should match their face. He'll be sad when boss is sad, and he be glad when they rejoice. Come then, answer this. Have you returned into a peaceful state?
You are teasing, since you know I said this before in jest.
Did you? Speak in jest? I thought for sure that you were serious.
I've had a scouring. Peace is made.
That's excellent.
I'll address divine affairs inside, all that was vowed.
Good plan.
You invite the helmsman here from the ship in my own words, Blepharo, so he with me can eat post-sacrificial lunch.
I will be back here while you think I'm still there.
Just come right back.
You don't mind if I go in? I'll prepare what is required.
Sure thing, go and see that all is made ready as soon as possible.
You come in when you might like. I'll see there will be no delay.
You speak properly, and it's exactly as a good wife should.
Squeak! Slam!
Now, both the mistress and the slave have been duped. They wrongly think that I'm Amphitruo. Now, Sosia divine, be present here. You hear my words, although you are not here. Now, keep away Amphitruo when he returns. Invent whatever scheme you like. I want them to be fooled while I spend time now with the wife on loan. Ensure these things are done exactly as you think I want, and you'll help as I sacrifice to me. Squeak! Slam!
Get out the way! Make way, you all! Clear a path for me! May no one be so unafraid that they would block my way! Should I be less allowed by Herc to threaten those who don't clear off since I'm a god? I'm like a slave in comedy. The slave says an old man arrives or that the ship is safe. I listen to the word of Jove and come at his command. And so it's best to clear the way, clear the road from me. Oh! My father calls and I obey on his commanding word. You should be a good son to dad just like I am to mine. I help his love. I urge, stand by. I warn and I rejoice. If my dad has some passion, it becomes my passion too. He loves. He's wise. He does what's right when acting on an urge. All humans should behave like this if moderation rules. My dad now wants Amphitruo be tricked. I'll see that he is duped. Oh, audience, right now before your very eyes. I'll cap my cranium with crowns, and I'll feign drunkenness. And I'll climb up. From there I'll send the man away in style, from up on high as he arrives. Sloshed, though he'll be sober. Then slave Sosia will suffer sentence straight away. He'll blame him for what I've done today. But do I care? I ought to help my dad since I'm enslaved to his behests. But here he comes, Amphitruo. Now he will properly be duped. If you would like to listen to the plan I give, I'll go backstage and find a costume fitting for a drunk. Then I'll climb up on the roof so I can keep him far away. Screek! Slam!
Naucrates I'd hoped to meet, but he was not aboard the ship. I could not find anyone at home in town who had seen him. I had crept all through the plazas, gyms, and the perfumeries, at the market, at the butcher's, wrestling rings, and in the forum, at the doctor's, at the barber's, and in every sacred space. I'm exhausted now from seeking. Nowhere I find Naucrates. Now, I'll go back home and ask my wife again about this problem. Who it was with whom she filled her body through her shameful sex. I'd prefer to be a dead man than to allow this question stay unanswered here today. The door is bolted. That's just great. This is being done exactly as the others. I will knock. Hey, open up. Who is here? Who can open up this portal?
Who is at the door?
I am.
Which I am.
It's as I said.
Jove and all the gods are angry at the one who pounds this door.
Why is that?
It's for this reason, so you'll live your life accursed.
Sosia?
I'm Sosia, unless you think that I've forgotten. What is up?
You crook. You asked me what I want even now.
Yes, I asked. You almost broke the bolts, you dolt upon the door. Do you think we purchase portals charging to the public purse? Why do you stare, you stupid dope? What do you want, or what's your name?
Punching bag? You're asking still who I am? You're an elm rod graveyard. For these words today, bad Paul, I will see you shine with scars.
In your youth once long ago, you must have squandered all your cash.
Why is that?
Because you're begging now you're older for a beating.
Sling these words, you household slave. You'll swing to death and from a cross.
I will sacrifice to you.
Why?
For glory and misfortune.
Give glory with a cross and a crucifixion. Whipping post.
This is where the text breaks off. Since several pages were lost from the original manuscripts sometime between the 5th and 10th centuries. This exchange between Mercurius and Amphitruo continues, and based on the surviving fragments, it seems the following action takes place. Mercurius threatens Amphitruo if he is to knock at the door any longer. Mercurius denies Amphitruo is who he is, instead he pretends Amphitruo's inside.
Boss, Amphitruo is busy.
Mercurius tries driving Amphitruo away.
There's still time to get away.
He even threatens to throw something down from his high perch. Maybe ashes?
On your head by every right. A bowl of ashes could be smashed.
Or water on his head?
You'll be asking for a flask of water dumped upon your jug.
But in the end, he likely pours whatever he's been drinking onto Amphitruo. Amphitruo is angry. And Mercurius accuses him of being possessed.
Plagued by demons, what a wretched man by Pollux. Find a doctor.
Triumphant, Mercurius leaves the roof and heads back into the house. Amphitruo is left alone on stage. Now, we do not know in what order these lines were originally delivered.
Possibly, Amphitruo gives a brief speech to the audience. But none of the lines from this speech survive. Alcumena emerges from the house and is surprised to find Amphitruo outside, as she has recently left Jupiter disguised as Amphitruo inside. When Amphitruo renews his accusations, unexpectedly from her perspective, she reminds him that they had just made up.
You swore. You said it to me all in jest.
Echoing Mercurius, she urges him to seek medical help.
I beg you, cure your sickness at its source. You are possessed or muy loco.
Alcumena insists on her integrity.
I swear, unless it happens as I swear it did, there is no bar to say that I'm unchaste.
She goes back inside the house. Amphitruo, talking to himself, continues to suggest that Alcumena has become a prostitute.
For whom? She lent her body with me gone.
We do not know in what order these lines were originally delivered.
Enter Sosia with the helmsman Blepharo from the harbor. Amphitruo does not know why Blepharo has been summoned. He had been looking for Naucrates.
Yeah?
Ta-da! He also doesn't know why Sosia is no longer drunk and why he is denying that he poured wine on him. Amphitruo tries to establish the facts of their previous interaction.
What did you say that you would do if I pounded on these doors?
He also threatens Sosia with an extraordinary punishment of manual labor.
You'll be digging more than 60 ditches for me every day.
Blepharo intercedes on behalf of the enslaved person.
Calm yourself.
But Amphitruo rejects any possibility of tolerance for Sosia.
Don't ask something for that scum.
Sosia is driven away, perhaps back to the ship. We do not know in what order the lines were originally delivered. Amphitruo knocks at the door. And Jupiter answers. This is the meeting we have been waiting for. The two see each other. And Amphitruo assumes that the other version of him is sleeping with his wife.
Oh, have you any shame, you crook, to come into the sight of all?
Jupiter's strategy is to pretend to be Amphitruo. And the two begin grappling each other.
By his twisted throat, I hold this shameful thief of wives exposed!
I hold him, you Theban citizens. He ensnared my wife at home disrespectfully, a treasure trove of shocking, shameful sex.
Come here, you. That's that. Joe! Ooh! You got a little.
Actions of the divine Amphitruo have occurred within.
Privately.
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 Privately. The text continues after several minutes of stage time. Let's assume they were hilarious.
Talking man, come here. Boys, back here.
No.
Stop. Until finally, Amphitruo appeals to Blepharo to identify his captain, but the helmsman cannot. The play resumes from here.
You cannot determine which of us two's Amphitruo?
You can share her. Both of you. I am going. I have business. Never have I ever seen such unexpected things. See ya.
Blepharo! Do not go away. Please, be my witness.
I'm off. Why do you need me as witness when I don't know which I saw?
Oh, my!
I will go. Alcumena is giving birth inside.
I'm
Squeak!
dead.
Slam!
Wretched me, what should I do? My witnesses and friends have fled. Pollux, what's his name? That guy will never trick me unavenged. I'll go straight and do with the king and tell him all that's happened here. Paul, I'll find revenge this day on that Thessalian sorcerer. He's destroyed my household brains and left them dazed in disarray. Where is he? He went inside, by Paul, I think, to see my wife. No one else in Thebes lives worse than I do. What should I do now? Every human mocks me freely, and they don't know who I am. One thing's sure. I'll bust inside the house. And when I spot someone, whether it's a slave or a slave girl, or my wife or else a lover, or my dad or granddad that I'll see, I'll murder them inside. Neither Jove nor all the gods will stop this, even if they want to. I shall do this as I've planned. I'll go inside right away!
Squeak! Slam! The hope and help to keep my life lay buried in my chest. There's no assurance in my heart since I have let it go, for everything now seems to chase me, earth and sea and sky. So I'm overwhelmed. Oh, wretched me! And I'm about to die. What can I do? So strange inside. Woe for wretched me! My spirit's down. I need a drink. I'm ruined and I'm wrecked. My head's in pain. Can't hear a thing. My eyes don't look ahead. No sadder woman does exist, nor could one seem to be. My mistress met with such a fate, and then her water broke. There was never a maid rotunda, as she called the gods in wonder, and the sky was ripped asunder with a crash so loud it stunned her. Crash, smash, bang, boom, blast, how quick, how close the thunder. And someone no one knew who, shouted loudly, you. Fear not, my dear, it's me, the supreme deity, appearing helpfully to tell you all will be. Wait for it. Just fine, hunky dory. Since I was thrown aground, I stood back up, astounded.
The burning house was brightened. Alcumena, enlightened, called out for me, still frightened, in an anxious state most heightened. This is the best bit. And I learned as her face whitened that amidst all of that noisy noise, she delivered 2 twin boys. How the fire and thunder smote us, smote us, smote us. No one even noticed. But oh, there's an old man in a poor way, spread eagled by our doorway. By Jove, has he been struck? I think he has by pole bad luck. Alas, he must be dead, poor schmuck! Get it together, Bromia. Honor him with encomia. I'll approach, it's best to know. It's my boss, Amphitruo.
I'm dead.
Get up.
I'm buttered.
Take my hand.
Who holds me?
Your slave, Bromia.
I'm thunderstruck by Jove. I feel like I've just come from hell. But why'd you come outside the house?
We women were afraid, struck with a common dread in the house where you do live. I saw such marvels. Whoa, and Vitro, now my mind's gone as well.
Come on, explain. Do you know me as Amphitruo, your boss?
Yes,
Check.
I do.
Of all my household, she alone still has a healthy mind.
No, we are all now fully sane.
My wife makes me insane due to her sordid deeds.
But still, I'll make you change that tune. Beautiful and chaste Amphitruo is how you'll know your wife to be. Signs of how this is, I'll say an outline with a shortened speech. First of all, Alcumena has given birth to double sons.
You say twins?
It's twins.
Oh, gods, protect me!
Let me say some more, so you know all the gods think kindly of your wife and you. Speak. Your wife, when she began delivering the boys, once contraction pains emerged, as people do when birthing starts, she called on immortal gods that they would bring their help to her. Hands were clean, her head was bare. There and then, it thundered loud with the greatest noise. We thought your house would fall on us. All the house was shining forth like it was made of solid gold.
Answer this for me right now, please. You've joked sufficiently. What came next?
While this took place, in all this time, not one of us heard your wife let out a groan or start to weep in any way. Thus I swear your wife did give birth free from pain.
For this I'm glad. Heedless of her deeds to me.
Stop that! Hear these things I say. After she gave birth, she ordered us to wash the boys. We did. But the boy which I was washing was just so big and strong. No one there was able to wrap him in his swaddling clothes.
You describe things far too strange. If this is true, I do not doubt some divinity has brought assistance to my darling wife.
I will see you call it stranger. After the boys were in the cradle, crested snakes flew down from high, through the skylight in a pair. They were huge, and right away both lifted up their heads.
Oh no!
Do not fret! Now, with their eyes, they glared around it all. And once they caught sight of the boys, they quickly made their way towards the cribs. Backing up, I dragged the cribs. Frightened for the boys, I pulled them. Fearing for myself, all the fiercer did the serpents chase. And when they caught sight of the boy who I described before, he jumped quickly from the crib and attacked them straight away. Straight away he grasped them both. each of them in each his hand.
What you say is strange indeed. You tell tasks that petrify. Terror takes these limbs of mine terribly. If what you say, what came after, say what followed.
Child strangled both snakes. And with a voice so clear, he spoke unto your wife.
Who did?
Highest Jupiter, ruler of both gods and men. He said he had secret sex. Alcumena was unaware in your bed. And that the boy was his who conquered both snakes. And he said the other boy was yours.
Huh? Huh? But Paul, it does not make me sad if I get half the good dividing it with Jupiter. Go inside and see that the clean containers are set out for me.
Squeak! Slam!
So I'll sacrifice for peace to the highest Jove with many gifts. I shall call oracular Tiresias and I will ask what he thinks I should do. I will also tell him all that's happened here. What is this? How loud it thundered! Gods! I beg your trust in me!
Hey, psst. Be glad! I'm here to help Amphitruo, both you and yours. Fear not, send soothsayers and seers away. For I will say what's past and what's to come as good as them. I'm Jupiter. So yes, I took Alcumena on loan. In bed, I made her pregnant with my son. You too made her pregnant when you left to fight. Together, she gave birth to both. And of the two, the one born of my seed will bring immortal glory with his deeds. Restore the former favor of your wife Alcumena. No faults deserved by her. I did it all by force. I'm heading up.
I'll do as you bid. And ask you keep the promises you made. Forgetting old Tiresias, I'll go to my wife inside. Now, spectators, give a hand for the sake of highest Jove.